From industry news to mobile technology, leaks, and rumors, we cover tomorrow's tech news today. eSIM Tech News.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSIM Studios Podcast, aka eSIM Tech News, episode number 231. My name is Taylor Bell. Thank you for joining us today on this Tuesday afternoon, November the 5th, 2024. Today is election day. I'm going to make this a quick episode. Very busy day today. Had interesting meeting with a developer of an application that we're going to be working on. I'm going to be reviewing. Excuse me. I'll have that out for everybody here soon. Very delightful conversation, and I'll put that app review probably out tomorrow at the latest Thursday. It'll be this week, I can guarantee you that. But very delightful interview with the developer of the application. Also joined the Qualcomm Developers Conference today. Very interesting insight in the developer world when it comes to Qualcomm. So they're working on a lot of stuff. Should have been taking notes. It was a live, I guess I could probably go back and pull notes from it, but it was a live stream where you join and they have presenters. I think it was their vice president of marketing and their president of PR spoke, and then product placement or product design, whatever the titles are. Very interesting stuff. Has me very excited for the future of Qualcomm and their space in this technology world. It's kind of bittersweet because look, for the most part, this HP OmniBook that has the Snapdragon X Plus CPU in it, have the HP OmniBook X. It is an AI powered based laptop, and it's really good. However, I went jumping through some hoops here to try to find. There's one program. So if you're unaware, your regular I'm talking about Windows computers, your programs, right? Like Audacity or programs. You know how Windows has their App Store. So if you go to Windows App Store, if you have a typical laptop which has an Intel-based CPU or an AMD-based CPU, all the apps on the Microsoft App Store are fine-tuned to work specifically on an AMD or an Intel. Qualcomm and their Snapdragon CPUs, their ARM chips, are so new to the x86 world, meaning the desktop and or laptop world. Some of those programs don't work. Guess what? So when I first got this, I was like, oh, sweet. I tested all of them except one very important one. Now, and it's one that I use to record. Now, it ends up, the recording app I use doesn't work with Qualcomm. With the Snapdragon X Plus. It does not work with the ARM 64 based CPUs. It will eventually, but who knows how long it'll take the developer to basically recode and kind of rework some of the back end stuff so it'll work on these computers. They've done a really good job, in my opinion, from when they first launched these maybe 6 months ago to right now. Basically 99% of everything I need my PC to do with this ARM chip works great. In fact, it is very snappy, very fast. It's essentially like using your phone. It's that fast. Apps pop up, they go away. You go to one screen, you go to the other. I mean, it is blazing fast. And I'm talking about from screen to screen, from operation to operation. It's like using a phone. Now, we went into the specifics of why, and just in layman's terms, what they did is the RAM that typically handles your tasks and functions that you do while your PC is on, it is actually integrated. The RAM is integrated into the CPU. So that's why it is blazing fast. Doesn't have to travel. It's not a millisecond late. It's right there. Very snappy. Very good battery life. Long story short, it was a bummer today. So at the end of the Qualcomm developer conference, there was quite a few. I think there was 528 people there that was observing what they were saying, and they had questions at the end. Thank God they called on me early because I wasn't going to sit and wait through all that. Most people left when it was over, but I asked that specific question: how closely are you working, not necessarily with these big name developers like so what would be a big name developer? So maybe the developers and or the company behind Fortnite, Minecraft, right? Well, that's Microsoft, but you get the point. Like these big names, big titles, they have all the money, they have all the resources to hire extra developers if they need to implement this ARM64 based chip to work with their program that was originally designed for Intel or AMD based CPUs, right? Well, the question I had was, what's your relationship like with the smaller developers or companies that don't have this huge user base, but they have a very specific app that works very well? And I basically used my scenario, and I told them, I said, I'm on using a Snapdragon X Plus machine right now, right? And I said, it's been great. There's just this one program that I'm having issues with, and they gave me the typical answer. Well, we're open door policy. We want these to come out as fast as possible. But she said, email me when this is done, and email me the program you need, basically to hurry up and get reprogrammed so to work with this Qualcomm. So long story short, I emailed them, and hopefully that'll get. I also emailed the developer and said, hey, can we get this working ASAP? Politely, right? I know they're busy, I'm busy, but it's fantastic camera application. Anyways, I did a bunch of that today, and been working on some other stuff. So hope everybody's had a wonderful day so far. Now, when I started this stream, not struggle. Let me just say I've been very busy and haven't really looked at the news. But I did come across a couple of stories randomly that is worth mentioning. Now, we won't go deep dive into each topic, but general discussion that I think, it's making the headlines today. So before we waste any time, let me pull up, let me share this page here. There we go. Now, that's not what I was going to share with y'all, but it is close. So, I just updated my phone. We'll get back to Android 16 and the Pixel 9a. However, iOS 18.2. So, if you have an iPhone, I got to be more specific. If you have an iPhone 15 Pro, if you have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, or you have one of the new iPhone 16 models, any one of them, you are enabled Apple Intelligence on your device. Or if you have any of the M series chips, whether it be a Mac Mini, MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, can be the M1, M2, M3, M4, you will have Apple Intelligence enabled on your device. Now, I say that because I specifically mention those devices because not only will you get Apple Intelligence on those devices, you also have the option to enable the beta software program on your iPhone. Now, I had no real intentions when I got this iPhone 16 Pro Max to run the beta program on it, but knowing me, I jumped right in it. So I run beta programs on all my devices, not all of them, but most of them. So Pixel, I got it. Nothing Phone 2a, I got it. And said, you know what the hell? Let's enroll this iPhone 16 Pro Max so I can test out these features. So I've been so busy today. I downloaded, installed it. iOS 18.2 beta was available this morning. So if you have one of those devices that I mentioned earlier, you can enroll into the beta program. And essentially, it's a if you're unfamiliar with the beta program, it's a test, right? It's a preview. It's the full operating system, but it's a preview of what they're still currently working on, that they will release a stable build here in the near future. As far as I can tell, most everything works fine. I just haven't had a deep dive into it. Now, we do have some specifics in what this beta 2 brings, what it offers to the users. So this new iOS 18.2 beta 2 shows Siri Chat GPT limit and offers a quote-unquote plus upgrade option. Now, here is is that coming through fine for y'all? Yeah. Here is a screenshot of the Chat GPT Plus. Now, I have a free, normally, this is going to cost you $20 a month. Now, I know there's a bunch of AI programs out there. You got a lot to choose from, right? You have Claude, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Gemini. What else? Copilot. How could I forget about Copilot? We're just talking about Windows. And one of the little known free, now I think there is a paid version, but a very good free version that's not really talked about is Llama. Kind of getting off of iOS 18.2 beta 2. We'll come back to it, but just a little side note. If you want a very, very good performing AI functionalities website, Meta. I'm not a big fan of Meta, but I do like their Llama. Llama is like ChatGPT. Llama is their model, their website that they call, and it's similar, as I mentioned, to ChatGPT or Gemini. So I actually have Copilot Plus, pay $20 a month, but I also have I have Gemini as well, paid, and then I have ChatGPT Plus. Now I got that for free because I purchased a Nothing Phone 2a, and that Nothing Phone 2a came with ChatGPT pre-installed on it. Now, if you buy yours secondhand, if you get yours a Phone 2a and you're like, oh yes, I get a free ChatGPT Plus, maybe not. And I say that because the person, you have to buy it directly from Nothing. You have to buy it brand new to enable the free version. I think it's for like a year. If you buy it secondhand off of Mercari, off of OfferUp, some of these apps that sell used phones, chances are the original owner probably already has that enabled, right? But it's worth it in my opinion. The one I use the most is Gemini, simply because it's tied into Google. My daughter uses ChatGPT daily. She loves it. I don't use it that often. I use Gemini the most, Google's Gemini. I use Copilot every now and then. However, they recently updated it, and I just cannot get the hang of it. I don't like it. Another story for another day, but let's get back into iOS 18.2 beta 2. So this beta includes advanced capabilities. Now, this advanced capabilities section comes with a quote-unquote daily limit. So daily limit reading that shows us as under limit. So I think it's kind of weird worded, but if you have the free version, if you're not paying for the Plus, they give you some Plus features. You just can't necessarily abuse it, like use it all day, every day, right? I think, let's see here. Users have access to a small number of requests that use the most advanced ChatGPT capabilities, and requests are downgraded to a basic version of ChatGPT after you hit your limit. And I believe it's 4 to 5 processes, meaning searches or functions that you want it to do. It'll give you a few per day, but if you're not paying for it, if you're on the free version, it'll basically limit you to 4 or 5 requests or searches or functions per day, per 24 hours, right? And I guess that's fair. OpenAI has long restricted access to ChatGPT's most advanced feature set to a paid Plus plan, so accessing ChatGPT through Siri is subject to the same limitations. On this new iOS 18.2 Beta 2, that's where Apple integrates Siri into different parts of the phone, giving it more specific commands, allowing Siri access to certain apps and their capabilities, right? So you can ask Siri to do ChatGPT functionalities. There is an option to upgrade if you want to ChatGPT Plus, which is priced at $20 a month. ChatGPT Plus provides five times more messages on the newest version of ChatGPT, ChatGPT 4o. It also allows for higher limits on photo and file uploads, image generation, and web browsing, as well as an option to talk to ChatGPT using the advanced voice mode. So ChatGPT Plus, that's their paid version, and then ChatGPT 4o is their newest and latest model that they just released 2 days ago. Now, what does the 4o mean? Well, ChatGPT is pretty self-explanatory. The ChatGPT 4 means it's the 4th version. The O stands for online, meaning it basically has the whole internet to pull from in real time. If you did not know, the stock ChatGPT, if you're not paying, if you're using the free version, its data, where it pulls its data from, is only limited to, I believe, 2020. So there's 4 years of information there that you're not pulling info from. The O, as in online, means it gets up to the second data, and it actually functions sort of similar to Google, right? Just a Google search. Well, now you can do that on ChatGPT 4o, which is in your iPhone if you have Apple Intelligence, and if you're signed into the beta. Remember, we're talking about the new beta program 18.2 that was just released this morning. It's pretty easy to operate, right? Customers who already have a ChatGPT Plus can sign into their account, and those that do not have ChatGPT Plus can easily sign up in the Settings app. The Settings app opens to an in-app browser where users can sign in directly to their account via OpenAI credentials. So, free access to ChatGPT 4o requests resets every 24 hours, and when the limited number of requests are used up per day, Siri will switch to a more cost-effective version of ChatGPT, i.e., the free version. So, the free plan limits creation, image creation, stuff like that, with DALL-E 3 to just 2 images per day. So you can still get stuff done, and I always recommend, because I get asked all the time, well, is it worth paying for this stuff? And I always say, this is my same answer every time: try the free version. If you can get by what you need to do on the free version, stick with that. All right. If you need it to if you need it to do more advanced features, more image creations, you need a little more in-depth functionality, I think paying for it will pay off if that's what you use it for. But I suggest trying all of them first. So all of them you can use with a free account. Try all of them before you start paying for one, because a lot of people just jump into Google Gemini. It's on your phone. If you have a Pixel, $20 a month. But not all of them are exactly the same. So there's some things that I go directly to Llama for, which is Meta's AI model, that does some stuff better than what Gemini does, right? Like creation, meaning images, stuff like that, right? Gemini does do it, but they're still catching up. And there's some features that Gemini does well that Llama does not. So try them all out free. Quick Google search, the best AI websites, right? Or Chat GPT competitors. You can Google search that. Or websites. You can search websites like Gemini, and it'll pop up with a list where you can check it out from there. Now, we did speak upon Pixel 9a is going to get released next year, and Android 16 is coming early in 2025. But that's not what I wanted to hit on. So I'm going to have to call it a day quick. So I'm trying to give you the very best information for the day, and I'm going to do that here in just a second. So here's a good one. Do some more Apple news. I'm sorry, Android fans. I know it's one of those days. A few more Apple. I do have a Samsung thing for you real quick, but let's get to this Apple news. So jumping back into Apple. Apple just released their new lineup of MacBooks and Mac devices for desktop, right? With the brand new M4 chipset. Now, if you're into deals, right? Like you're trying to save money, you're always looking for a good deal. Like me, nobody can find a deal like I can. I have a almost unbeatable deal. I literally was scrolling, and I did one of those things where I'm like, like seeing the cartoons are like, I did that about an hour ago. So this new M4 chipset, probably, I'm gonna say the most powerful, because I'm sure there's some AI custom CPUs that are the most powerful in the world, but it's up there as far as general purposes, right? A CPU, the new Apple M4 CPU is a freaking beast. There's just no way around it. So I was looking at mini PCs and laptops today. I was seeing these prices, not really many good deals. And what you can get, and I make zero. This is not an affiliate link. I don't get any kickbacks. I'm just passing on a good deal. If you are a Mac user, and I'm like, damn, it's such a good deal. I'm like, holy shit, should I get one? I've never used a Mac in my life, and I'm like, wow, this is almost too good to pass up. You can get a brand new Mac Mini. So it's Apple's version of a mini PC. It's a desktop computer, but it's just like this big, with a brand new Apple M4 CPU for $599. $599. Let me pull this up on the fly. This will last you years. I think they update their devices, their desktops for 7 years. Check this out. Apple Mac Mini Desktop M4 chip, built for Apple Intelligence. Check this out. 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigs of memory. Could have more memory, but look, just add a external hard drive, plug it into the Thunderbolt USB Type-C ports. Guys, this is an insane deal. 16 gigs of RAM on a MacBook is equivalent to 32 gigs of RAM on a Windows computer. So you're getting a fantastic deal. Again, I don't get any kickbacks. I don't get a penny from referring you to this deal. I'm just passing along a good deal. So it's unreleased. They are available for sale on November 8th. However, you can buy it now, pick it up on the 8th, or you can buy it now. It'll be on your doorstep on the 8th. So very good deal. Too good to pass up. I'll probably link that once this is done. Now, a little more Apple news before I get to Samsung. It's kind of, look, Apple says that they only put high refresh rates on their Pro models. So if you have a Pro Max, they put a higher refresh rate, meaning the screen scrolls a lot smoother than a 60 hertz. A typical old school style phone has a 60 hertz refresh rate, pretty slow. If you're not really familiar with what I'm talking about, if you go back and use a phone that was like 5 years old, and then you pick up a brand new Pixel and you start using it, you're like, holy shit, this thing flies through the operating system. It's because it has 120 hertz refresh rate screen, meaning it refreshes faster, so it gets more images up and down that page faster. Apple has kept 60 hertz on their base models forever. I think for the last few years, only put 120 hertz refresh rate on their Pro models. This upcoming iPhone series, the iPhone 17 series, all of the models are getting 120 hertz refresh rate. That's correct. iPhone 17, 120 hertz refresh rate. iPhone 17 should be Air, 120 hertz refresh rate. iPhone 17 Pro, you guessed it, 120 hertz refresh rate. And of course, last but not least, iPhone 17 Pro Max, 120 hertz refresh rate. It's about time. Long overdue. Funny thing is though, my iPhone 16 Pro Max with 120 hertz refresh rate still feels slow as hell next to my Pixel or my Samsung. There happens to be videos all over Twitter of, if you put your iPhone in developer mode, you can monitor the refresh rate of your phone, meaning it'll put a little number on the top right of your screen and letting you know 24/7 what's the refresh rate of the screen whenever you're using it. Apple iPhone 16 Pro Max. Maybe I need to download this video because I keep on talking about it. I just never show it, but I'm going to need to show some proof. The iPhone 16 Pro models that have the Pro Motion high refresh rate screen is only rated at 80. I don't know why. That makes perfect sense, because when I got this iPhone a week or two ago, it's like, damn, this has got 120 hertz. Do I have to activate it in the settings like Android, how you can put it on 60 or activate it to 120? It's already activated. I was like, how is this possible? It's slow as hell. So I don't know what they're doing, but they need to bump up. It's not even 90. So technically it's only running 80 hertz refresh rate. So that would explain why, in my opinion, it's slow as hell. But I'll download that and show that to y'all tomorrow. Let's see, last but not least, if you have a Samsung, flagship Samsung, S24, S24 Plus, S24 Ultra, or Z Flip 6, Z Fold 6, your November security patch update is available. Sorry, I got distracted. Is available. November security patch. Now, it is out right now. If you have an S24, S24 Plus, S24 Ultra, go to your settings and check for a system update. Should be available. If you don't see it, it will be here in the next day or two. They do a rollout. If you have a Z Flip 6, Z Fold 6, you will see this November security patch update in the next, towards the end of this week. So they did the S24 series at the beginning of the week, and they're going to roll out the November update security patch for these devices later in the week. So just be on the lookout. I've already checked mine. It's not available for this one, but I already updated the S24s. Be on the lookout for that. Let's see. I believe I have. I thought I had. Come on now. Maybe I don't. Oh, there we go. The last one I checked. Update information. This is One UI version 6. Now, I got this off of Twitter. Shame on me because I already see a incorrect. That's interesting. It's supposed to be 6.1.1. I don't know why they have on here One UI version 6.1. It's supposed to be 6.1.1. Samsung has upgraded S24 series and the Flip series and the Fold series to One UI 6.1.1. But oh well, you heard it here. Android 14. Here is the version. It's 482 megabytes. I'm going to dig into this tomorrow. There's over 50 critical security patches and bugs that this fixes. Over 50. So this is every now and then you'll get a security update. See, this one's 482 megabytes. Every now and then you'll get a security update. And it's like, I don't know, 80 megabytes, right? Or 24, or something under 100, and it probably just fixes one or two minor things, and you're like, yeah, whatever. And then you get some, probably 2 or 3 per year, security patch updates that are absolutely critical. This one, the last time I've seen a security patch fix more than 50 bugs and loopholes was probably the May patch for the Pixel. As I mentioned, every now and then you'll get a huge Now, this isn't going to bring many new features to your device, but what it's going to do is make your device super secure. Everybody wants that. Everybody needs that. So that's why I always announce these updates, because it is imperative that we stay safe online, honestly. So if you do have a Samsung device, please check your device for an update. Now, what if you have an S23? What if you have what if you have a Note? Well, shoot, the Note 20 Ultra is probably not being updated. Let's say you have an S23 or S22, right? A year or two old. No worries, that will probably come next week. So, now, this is not singling Samsung out. All these companies, minus Apple, I think they pushed their updates out at one time to like hundreds of millions of phones. Samsung, Google, what else? Nothing, OnePlus. They all do a staggered rollout, right? Delayed rollout. And it'll go to half of the devices one day, half of the devices the next day. And then, as I mentioned, they'll jump on another flagship phone and then issue those out. So have no fear. Just be on the lookout. If you have a Samsung device, your November security patches are rolling out. Appreciate it, guys. Not sure where y'all joined in the stream, but I gotta run. It is voting day, and I'm trying to get down to the voting center before 5 o'clock, because there's a little patch of like a couple of hours right after lunch crowd, right before people get off work, that I can go shoot over there and go get a quick vote in. So I do apologize. I'll have a more structured show for y'all tomorrow. But appreciate y'all stopping by. And again, we have a good app review. Had a really good discussion with the app developer today that I am eagerly awaiting to push that review out. And the Qualcomm Developers Conference went very well today. And I'm going to get in that tomorrow, what they discussed. And man, they have some really, really cool stuff. And stuff that I think is game changing that nobody's going to talk about, right? Like Fast Connect. I'll just put a little teaser out there, like Fast Connect, right? You can kind of imagine what that is about, right? we'll dive into that tomorrow when I have more time. It's probably going to be like an hour episode, honestly. But I got to run, guys. Stay tuned. Please have a safe afternoon. And if you're coming to and from the voting polls, please be very safe. Just take your time. They're open through tonight, so no rush. I say no rush when I'm in a rush. But I got to run. Let me get this off my face. Sorry about that. I will see y'all tomorrow. Sorry, I got a lot going on in here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll do a live stream tomorrow and do a deep dive into some of the cool Qualcomm stuff that they announced at their developers conference today in our online meeting, and whatever's in the headlines we shall discuss. And I'm gonna get y'all's cases out tomorrow too. I haven't shipped them yet, but I got a stack of cases I'm gonna ship out tomorrow. So take care, and see you again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace.